Hello, my most amazing artists, and welcome to Thursday. We only have 15 more days until Christmas. Before I talk about what amazing thing we are going to draw today, let's take a look at who won our artist leaderboard from our symmetrical elf legs draw. Today's leaderboard artist is Quetzali. Congratulations, Quetzali. I love that in Quetzali's picture, she went above and beyond. She added those extra special little details that make her picture amazing, like the upside down Santas on her stockings of her elf legs, and she used pattern and symmetry in her art. Way to go, Quetzali. So on Tuesday, we talked about symmetry and pattern. And we used symmetry and pattern to make elf legs that were the same on both sides. When something is the same on both sides, it is symmetrical. We also use pattern to decorate our stockings. A pattern is anything that repeats itself. We use pattern in our color, and we use pattern in our lines and shapes. Today, we are doing the opposite of symmetry. We're doing something called asymmetry or asymmetrical. When something is asymmetrical or it has asymmetry, that means it is not the same on both sides. For example, if I drew this heart and I started out with this super cute, adorable heart, and then the other side was all gross and withered, bleh. This is an asymmetrical heart. Another example would be if I drew a butterfly and I had my butterfly, and on one side of my butterfly I had big butterfly wings with some designs, and on the other side maybe I had super long, super skinny wings. This butterfly is also asymmetrical, or it's not symmetrical. There's no symmetry in this picture. It is not the same on both sides. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make 1/2 of an asymmetrical Christmas tree. Check it out. Here are some examples of the asymmetrical Christmas tree I'm going to teach you how to draw. I'm going to show you how to draw 1/2 of a Christmas tree. When you draw this 1/2 of a Christmas tree, you're going to decorate the tree, and you're also going to add a background with a pattern and write your name. I am going to show you how to draw 1/2 of a Christmas tree. That way, when you send me your 1/2, I can take your 1/2 of your Christmas tree, and I'm going to use my computer to Photoshop or edit your pictures together. So let me show you what I mean. Let's imagine that Molly turned in her picture of her asymmetrical Christmas tree. She drew her Christmas tree, and it takes up the whole page. She also added her name, and she added a background. Now, let's take a look at another student. Here is Nico's drawing of a Christmas tree. You can see that Nico didn't have colors at home, but he still was able to make his tree look colorful and interesting by using shading and shadow with his pencil. Since Nico drew his tree from the top of his paper all the way to the bottom, and he made sure his paper was horizontal, he made sure his paper was vertical and not horizontal, we can put Nico and Molly's trees together. Let's take a look at how that would look. Now, I'm doing this in real life, but when you send me your picture, I'm going to Photoshop your pictures together in the computer. That way I can show you guys on Fun Friday. When I Photoshop these two pictures together, you can see that Nico and Molly's Christmas tree together, both halves, make one whole Christmas tree, and their Christmas tree is asymmetrical, meaning it is not the same on both sides. Now, When you are submitting your picture today to Schoology, think, before I show you how to draw your tree, I want you to think about what you are going to submit. Make sure that your drawing fills up the whole page. Your drawing is a Christmas tree, but only one half, and your drawing has a background with your name on it. Here are some examples of some submissions that might not be a 4-star drawing. Nico and Molly, that's a 4-star. It doesn't matter that Nico didn't have color. Nico still completed it with his pencil by using shading and value. If you turned in something like Miles, check out Miles' drawing. He did draw a Christmas tree from top to bottom. His paper is vertical, but he probably only spent like maybe 3 or 4 minutes on this drawing max. I don't think he added a background, and he didn't put too much care or details into his tree. This kind of tree would probably only get him a 2-star. 2 more examples, and then I'm going to show you how to draw it. Take a look at this picture. This picture and this picture would both be a 1. I don't think these people who turned in these pictures even watched the video I'm about to show you. So make sure that you watch this video so you can turn in your asymmetrical Christmas tree. Also, the best asymmetrical Christmas trees that I photoshopped together are going to be put in a special Christmas video that the whole school will get to see. So make sure you follow these instructions so you can make your very best asymmetrical Christmas tree. All right, get your paper, grab your pencil, and something to color with if you have it. We're going to get started right now. All right, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a paper, and you're also going to need a pen or a pencil for this project. You might also need colors if you have them, but they're not required. The first thing you're going to do is take your paper and make sure it is vertical in front of you. You want your paper to be vertical, long and skinny, a vertical piece of paper. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to find the top corner of your paper. The very top corner is where we're going to start our Christmas tree. Take your pen or your pencil and find the top corner of your paper. And you're going to draw a big letter A that comes out and goes back in towards the edge of your paper. So a giant letter A, or kind of like a V laying down on its side. It comes out and goes back in towards the edge of your paper. Next, we're going to draw the next part of our Christmas tree. Find the bottom of that letter V laying on its side, and we're going to draw a letter V that's even bigger. So draw a letter V that comes out, even bigger, and comes back in towards the edge of your paper. Bring that V back in towards the edge of your paper. You want to stop before you get to the edge of the paper. That way you have the middle of your Christmas tree to draw. I'm going to scoop my paper up so you can see the bottom of my paper. I'm on my 3rd tree. You should be, or I'm on my 3rd branch. You should be on your 3rd branch too. Take your pen or your pencil, and you're going to put your pen or pencil at the bottom of the V, and we're going to draw one last V, and this V is going to be our biggest. Draw your V out, and then bring it back in, and this time we're going to bring the V all the way to touch the edge of the paper, just like that. So we have the top of the tree starting at the top of the paper, and the bottom of the tree going almost all the way to the bottom. Then the next thing we need to do is add the stump of the tree. Find the bottom of your tree, and you're going to draw a straight line a little bit away from the edge of your paper. So draw your straight line maybe about half a finger away from the edge of your paper. This is going to be the stump of your tree. Awesome. Now that you have your Christmas tree finished, it's time to decorate. We can get pretty creative when decorating our tree. I'm going to show you guys how to draw an ornament. Here's how I like to draw an ornament. First, I start by drawing a letter H. And then instead of putting my letter H line in the middle, I put my line at the top. It kind of looks like a table. Then underneath, I draw a curved line, kind of like a letter U. And I draw another letter U right next to it. And I keep drawing letter U's until I reach the other side. This is the top of my ornament. I'm going to draw a lowercase letter n at the very top to be where the hook goes through. And now I could even draw a hook. I like to draw my hooks kind of like a letter S. So I draw an S, and I let my S go right through the top of that hook. The next thing I need to do is add my ornament down here. For this ornament, I'm going to do a basic circle ornament. So I'm going to draw a circle that comes out from the bottom of the top of my ornament, and the circle is going to go all the way around till I get back to the other side of my ornament. That's a pretty big ornament. You could make these smaller or bigger. It's totally up to you. Now, remember when I showed you guys how to do shading? To make your ornament look a little bit more realistic, what you want to do is you want to draw an oval in one corner of your ornament. This makes your ornament look shiny. You could also draw a second smaller oval underneath to add even more shine to your ornament. All right, let me show you guys how to draw another kind of ornament. We're going to make the same top just like we did before. So start like you're going to draw a letter H, and then instead of putting your line in the middle, you're going to put your line at the top. Next, we're going to finish the bottom by drawing letter U's all the way across the bottom. Letter U, attach it to another letter U, and keep drawing your letter U's all the way across the bottom. Remember, you can pause the video at any time or rewind to see how I'm drawing something. All right, next I need to put the lowercase letter n at the top. And then I'm going to add my S, and my S is going to be my hook. All right, for this ornament, I'm going to make a curvy raindrop shape. So it's going to kind of be like a letter V with two curved sides. I'll show you what I mean. I start at the bottom of my, the top of the ornament that I just drew, right here, and I'm going to draw a curved line that goes out and starts to come back in, kind of like a letter C or a letter D. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to draw a curved line that kind of comes out and comes back in, kind of like a letter C. Then I'm going to connect these two lines with a point. So I'm going to draw a letter V to connect these two lines. Then I could come in and I could add decoration or design to this ornament. Maybe I want to give it a shadow or a highlight like the one above. To do that, I would draw a oval on one side of my ornament. Another thing that I could do is I could use different types of lines to make designs on my ornaments. I could use zigzag lines to make a design on my ornament. I could use dashed or dotted lines to make designs. It's totally up to you how you want to design your ornaments. I'm going to show you guys another thing that you might want to draw to decorate your tree, and that's going to be a string of lights. I'm going to show you guys how to draw a string of lights in case you want to draw lights on your tree. To draw lights on your tree, I like to draw my string first. So I'm going to draw a curved string, kind of like a smile, a curved smile line. I'm drawing a curved smile line. This is going to be my string of lights. Then, at the bottom of my curved smile line, I'm going to draw small little squares. And I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3. I'm going to draw 3 small little squares. Then I'm going to draw the same shape that I drew for this ornament up here, but smaller for the lights. So I draw a curved letter C coming out and a curved letter D shape coming out. And then I finish by drawing a letter V at the end. Let me show you again. I draw the curve of a letter D, and I draw a curve of a letter C. Then I finish with a point, kind of like a letter V. The curve of the letter D, the curve of a letter C, and then I finish with a point. Now I could add more lights onto my tree if I wanted to add more lights. You could add as many strings of lights as you want. You might also want to add other things. Maybe you want to add a candy cane. Here's how I draw a candy cane. I draw a backwards letter R, or I could draw a forwards letter R. I draw a letter R, and then I draw a copycat line around the outside of it. Then I use a curved smiley face line to finish the bottom, and a curved smiley face line to connect the top. Then all I need to do is draw diagonal lines inside my candy cane in order to make it look more like a candy cane. I can do it this way too. I can draw a letter R, draw a copycat letter R around the outside of it, and I finish the edges by drawing a curved smile line and another curved smile line. The last thing I need to do is add my diagonal stripes. Maybe I want to put a bow on my tree. If I want to put a bow on my tree, here's how I like to draw a bow. To draw a bow, I start by drawing a rectangle. So I'm going to draw two parallel lines. This is going to be my rectangle. And then I finish closing off each side with a straight line. The next thing I'm going to do is coming out from the top corner of my rectangle, I'm going to draw a diagonal line coming out and going away. Then I'm going to draw a diagonal line coming down from the bottom corner, going away from my rectangle. Then I'm going to connect these two lines with a straight line. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to find the corner of my rectangle, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line going away from my rectangle and up. I'm going to find the bottom corner of my rectangle, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line coming away and down. Then all I need to do is connect these two lines with a straight line. I could even add a little short line in the middle of each of those shapes to make it look more like a bow. You might also want to put the string part of the bow at the bottom. To do that, I like to draw one line coming out from the bottom and another line right next to it. And then at the very bottom, I draw a letter A. One straight line and another straight line coming out next to it. And then at the very bottom, I draw a letter A, but missing the thing in the middle. That's how I make a bow. Now, these are just some ideas for you to decorate your tree. You could even put animals in your tree. Maybe you don't want to make a Christmassy tree and you'd rather put little forest animals like mice or owls. Maybe you want to put some more decorations in your picture, like maybe you want to add a snowman. To draw a snowman, you draw a big letter O, a medium letter O, and then a small letter O. Then you might want to add snowman details, like a face and a carrot nose, maybe some buttons and some stick arms. You might even want to add a top hat to your snowman, or a scarf, I don't know. You might also want to draw presents. Maybe you want to put presents under the tree. Here's how I like to draw a present. I like to start with a big letter H. But you know it, instead of drawing my letter H line in the middle, I'm going to draw my letter H line at the top. Then I'm going to draw a copycat line right underneath it. This is going to be the top of my present. Then I put 2 parallel lines right in the middle. I draw those lines all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to draw 2 parallel lines going sideways. So I'm going to draw 1 line here. And I'm going to stop at the bow, hop over, and finish my line. I'm going to do 1 more. 1 line here, stop at the bow, hop over, and finish my line. Now all that's left is to draw a bow at the top, just like I showed you before. I start with my rectangle, then I draw a diagonal line coming up, and because I don't have any room for the diagonal line down here, I can just go ahead and connect my bow to the top of the present. Let me show you again. I draw a diagonal line going up, and then all I have to do is connect the top of my diagonal line down to my present. Boop. I can add those little lines right in the middle. And there you have a Christmas present underneath your tree. This looks amazing. All right, guys, think about how you are going to decorate your tree. I've shown you a lot of different things you can do. You can add all of these things. Maybe you just want ornaments. Maybe you only want a candy cane tree. Maybe you want to put more snowman or more Christmas lights on your tree. That's okay too. The very last thing you have to do before you color is I need you to write your name somewhere on this paper nice and big. So write your name, and I'm going to write my name, Miss Conklin, but I want you to write your name on your paper. That way I can read it. Write your name on your paper so we can read it. And then I want you to choose a line from this line page and add a background. So choose a line pattern and add a background with one of these line patterns. You could use spiral lines for the backgrounds, dotted lines for the backgrounds, zigzag lines for the background, wavy lines for the background. You can make your background however you want. Just make sure you give yourself a background. All right, I am finished showing you how to draw your tree. The next thing you need to do is add color and a background. If you do not have any colors to color with, I want you to use your pencil or your pen to add value by using black, white, and gray. So what I mean by that is if I was going to use this pencil to color this present, I might make the bow really dark. And then I might use my pencil but press a little bit lighter and make the top of my bow a little bit lighter. And then I might use my pencil even lighter than that, and I might make the very top of my box super light. I could also use my pencil to make the wrapping paper more interesting by putting dots or zigzags or lines or spirals on the paper using my pencil to make my picture more interesting. All right, you guys should be at the point where you're decorating your tree. Right now, you should be decorating your tree. You should be thinking about how you can make your tree look unique. If you have a tree at your house, you could even look at the tree that you already have at home. If there's already a tree in your house, you could look at that tree and use those ornaments as an idea for your own tree. wait, before you take your picture for Schoology, make sure when you take your picture, your hand is not covering your tree. Put your hand on the side where your tree isn't. Or even better, hold your picture by the corner. Try to make sure that you get your whole picture in the frame. All right? Don't shake your paper. Hold it nice and still in front of your camera, and don't hold it by the tree side. Hold it by the corner or down by the bottom. All right, I can't wait to see your trees. Go ahead and post them to Schoology now so we can see who makes it into the video. All right, I'll see you guys for Fun Friday. Bye!